Hey, Wolfpack. All right, Wednesday WOD Talk. First off, I want to shout out everybody who came to Tuesday's workout, and it was actually pretty cool. I saw a lot of people decide to change the 400-meter run to something that's more appropriate for them. That way, they got the intended stimulus, they got through the step-ups, and they got to the calorie row with a lot of time, the amount of time that was necessary in this workout for the stimulus. And I thought that was pretty cool. So shout out to everybody who showed up Tuesday and decided to achieve the stimulus over completing the written workout. I think you guys got a lot better, and that was really, really cool to see as a coach and a programmer. So shout out to you guys. Anyways, Wednesday, I switched it up a little bit because the split jerk is obviously a lunge position, and we did a bunch of lunges today and on Tuesday. So we're just going to work on some push jerk cycling. Okay, the goal of this Imam is to not necessarily get to a super, super heavy weight. The 8 out of 10 RPE is going to, should limit us to something that's really, really breaking down form. That way we can work on the good touch and go cycle motion in case we see some shoulder overhead in the open, or just in general working on being more efficient with the barbell overhead. So 10 minutes on the Imam. First 4 sets, you're going to build your way up to that 7 to 8 out of 10 RPE, so these should be very light, right? We're honing in the technique. We're making sure we're warming up properly. Positions feel good. That way, when we get to the final 6 sets, so 5 through 10, we can push a little bit more weight, and we can get the most out of this Imam, okay? So we're going to get some good volume here in these last 6 sets. If you do 3 reps, at a heavy weight, 18 heavy reps is pretty solid. So keys to this push jerk Imam, right, is making sure we have a wide enough stance to where we can actually dip low enough and extend the barbell. We do a lot of light shoulder to overhead work, and we can get away with a narrow stance, little knee forward dip, and it's enough to get it overhead. But when we get heavy with the jerk motions, we need to actually have a wider stance so we can dip low enough to get a full extension. So essentially, you want your feet in your launch position if you're going to do a max height box jump or a max height jump. The jerk motion, the dip drive should be identical to a max height jump. So widen your feet out a little bit. It's going to give you more power to drive the barbell overhead, and then you can just focus on punching under the bar and getting in a good jerk position and catching. Okay, so that's a pretty common fault that we see a lot when we get heavier in push jerks, is we just don't have enough power out of our legs. So try a little bit wider stance. Should be closer to your squat stance, honestly. You'll get a lot out of this Imam. So the cycling portion, right? We hit the first push jerk. We want to try to figure out our timing where we're dropping the barbell, keeping our elbows in front. And as soon as that barbell hits the chest, we absorb the impact and we go right into our next push jerk. So this is just one-on-one efficiency on overhead work in CrossFit, right? Not having to crash it, reset, and then go from a dead stop. So if we can cushion the barbell on the way down and kind of absorb that impact to push us down into that next jerk, it's going to be a lot more efficient. Probably going to feel a little bit stronger too, and you're going to be not quite as fatigued, especially in a workout if you got to do like 50 of them. Okay, so good little Imam to work on some cycling, and then we're going to do a very CrossFit-like AMRAP. So 13-minute AMRAP is a pretty common time frame we see in the open, 12 to 13 minutes, a chipper style, so where we can get through the first round, get back to the deadlifts, and get some freebies, some free points. So the deadlift weight, 50, it's been a long time that we've done this many in a row. We've been accumulating 45 in the last few weeks, but we've done them in segmented sets, 21, 15, 9, right? A little more manageable. So we have to approach this deadlift a little bit differently today. You're not going to be able to rip off the same sets that you were when we had the smaller sets. The overall fatigue for the same compounding movement is exponentially more. So we need to make sure, obviously, we're choosing a weight that we could potentially rip off 10 plus reps, but we shouldn't. Okay, unless your deadlift volume is Matt Fraser's, nobody should be doing 10 reps on these deadlifts, in my opinion. I think it's just a waste of energy, and you're probably going to get through 20, 30, feel pretty good, and then it's going to compound really, really quickly, and the next few sets are going to be very fatiguing, and it's just going to mess up the toes bar right after. So anytime there's a big volume set of deadlifts like this, you want to choose a completable set for you, 5, 6, whatever it may be, and do that frequently and quickly. Okay, you're going to spend less time under tension. You're going to get a little break from dropping the barbell, and you're going to save some energy. You're not going to fatigue your midline. You're not going to fatigue your grip as much hanging on to smaller sets. So I think the way to approach this is pick a rep count. It's probably going to be close to 5 for most people, 10 sets of 5, and I think that's super appropriate. But we have to make sure we stay on the barbell, right? Can't do 5 and then walk around the gym and get chalk and lollygag. We got to stay on the barbell. So pick a good weight that you can rip off at least 5 to 6 pretty quickly, and I think we're going to get through this in a timely fashion, right? 40 toes to bar next. These are going to be extremely challenging because we're doing them right after the deadlift. So don't be shocked if your normal toe to bar sets or efficiency falls apart relatively quick. Okay, the deadlift here is the most taxing overall motion on the body. It's literally a crunch and then an uncrunch with a ton of weight, and you got to do the same thing literally hanging from a bar. So again here, you're not going to want to rip off a giant set unless you are Matt Frazier. Small sets, could be 3s, could be 5s, and do these more consistently, and it's going to get you through them quicker and save energy for the thrusters. And then look, we got more dumbbell or toes bar after. Okay, I think it'd be totally fine if this is a challenging movement for us and we only have a few at a time. Knock these down to 20 or 30 and knock this down to 15, or 10. That way we can move through the workout in the desired fashion as it should be, so we can get through this whole round. Okay. Dumbbell thrusters, 2 dumbbell thrusters here. We haven't done these in a while, but these are a lot more challenging than a barbell thruster, right? Holding the 50 pounds or whatever weight we do on the chest here, individual armed, is very, very hard. So this is one where we really have to be smart about our weight, because these reps take a long time, all the way down, all the way up, and if we're breaking and taking extra time, it's really going to eat into the Metcon. So again, this should be something we can do again for a minimum of 5 every set. If not, maybe the first set we rip off a 6 to 8, but it's probably going to get pretty small from here. So choose an appropriate weight, and we can kind of hold the dumbbells right a little bit off the back of the shoulders. It's going to help you have a better rack position. You can utilize a little bit more your leg drive. Okay, toes to bar, and then we've got the beautiful bear crawl and handstand walk for RX Plus. Down, back, down, back. So the goal of this workout obviously would be to complete 1 round. If we can get into the second round and chip away at some deadlift reps, I think that's going to be an extremely good score. I don't anticipate anybody finishing the second round of 50 deadlifts, but if we can chip away at a few extra, we're going to get some more deadlift volume, and it's going to progress this movement even further. So time domains here. 50 deadlifts should be no more than, I'd say, 4 minutes maximum. Okay, if we're ripping off 5s, taking some good break, it's going to be probably 3.5 minutes, I think. But we shouldn't be really extending past the 4-minute marker on these deadlifts. Okay, toes to bar, same thing, 3 to 4 minutes. Call it 3. We'll put you at 7 minutes. Dumbbell thrusters, another 2.5 to 3, 10. Minute or 2 on these toes to bar, 11, 12, and then you got time to knock out some bear crawl at the end. So if you can stay within those time frames, or if you don't care about putting an RX on the board and you want to just adhere to these time domains, I think that's going to help you get a lot more out of this workout rather than just only getting through a portion of it. Okay. Great day. I hope you guys have fun. If you have questions, let me know or ask your coach. Otherwise, have a fantastic hump day and enjoy the workout, and we'll see you in the gym. Later.